Hey YouTube, it's me, Natasha Weston, and this is a life update video. So I know it seems like I just did one of these a couple weeks ago when I did the video challenge, but I don't feel like I did an in-depth one, if you will. So I wanted to come on here and just, I guess, give you my thoughts on what's been going on in my life. And so if you're interested in this life update video, then I invite you to just keep watching. So a lot has been going on in my life. I want to say all summer. Like summer 17 has been a super emotional time or season. It had a lot of highs. It had a lot of great moments, but I never want to just share the great moments with you guys. I want to make sure that I'm always as transparent as I can be by just kind of giving you guys the real on what really was going on. And like I said, I think I touched on it just really briefly in one of my last videos that I did here on the channel, but I wanted to just come and do this life update video. I see them a lot of times with other YouTubers, and I always think that they're very beneficial to kind of give those people who are connected to you some insight on your life, because social media has just become like teen too much, and we always share our highlight reels. We always share the good moments and very few of the bad or not so comfortable moments. And so let's start with social media, because since we're already there, let's start there. Social media has been like, I kind of have this love-hate relationship with it. When I started on social media, it was back when MySpace first came out. So I was not in college yet. I think I was still in high school when I was on MySpace. That's how old I am, y'all. But I just remember really loving the fact that you could connect with so many people, even before I really knew what building a network was or anything like that. But social media kind of gave you that, what's the word I'm looking for? Stamp of approval for whatever it was you were trying to be or whatever it was you were trying to do. And so that's why I originally fell in love with social media. But as I started to venture into entrepreneurship and building my business, I learned that social media was the best place to show people the best parts of your life. And when I started on social media, it wasn't very common that you would see people sharing the hard parts, the falls, the pits, the blood, sweat, and tear moments in their lives. And so I feel like we've just become sort of accustomed to just making things just look good. And I did that. I did that for a long time. And I think, honestly, it just started to catch up with me. And not that I was telling a lie or anything. It was just easier to share the good parts than the bad. So what I've learned over the summer with social media is that I had to learn to detox it often, because what happened was even though all of these amazing things have been happening this year, from TD Bank to the Forbes Coaches Council invitation, to all of the things, the bestsellers list, becoming a best-selling author, releasing my third book, a lot of amazing things happened so far this year. But what I noticed was that I was the more success that I gained, I was starting to compare myself. I was starting to say, okay, well, if I'm having all the success, why am I still struggling in these certain areas of my life? And I'll be honest, that being my finances. Why does it seem like the more money I make, the harder I'm having to work? And it just seemed like nothing was balanced. And so comparing my step A to somebody's step F, y'all know what we do, and I was doing that, even though I was telling other people not to, So like I started feeling like a hypocrite. Like, you don't have balance, You're comparing yourself. So how are you this leader? How are you telling people? Like, I feel like a part of it was self-sabotage, but for the most part it was true. And I think sometimes we lie to ourselves and say, oh, it's self-sabotage, when it's the truth that we just don't want to face. And that's where I found myself over the summer. So anyway, with social media, what I started to do, well, with the internet in general, it started with me detoxing my emails. So like all of the emails that I was getting, I was unsubscribing from lists, that I was deleting emails. I never opened them. And then I would go on social media and I would just start unfollowing a lot of people. And this is where it got tricky, because I started unfollowing people that I admired, that I loved what they were doing. But I personally believe that whenever you start envying other people, whether they admire you or not, then maybe it's time to unfollow that person so that you can get out of that comparison mode. Because if you don't, then you'll just keep torturing yourself. It's essentially just torture. And I was torturing myself, comparing and saying, okay, well, if that person is launching this, I need to probably consider launching this because they seem to be successful at this. And it was just kind of like I was tormenting myself. And so it started with the email, unsubscribing from email addresses, and then unfollowing people on social media. And then as I did that, y'all, like, it literally felt like the weight of the world was lifted off me. I felt free. I felt free to be myself. I felt free to just create, not from the outside influence of somebody else or other people. And that was so good for me. And I guess I kind of got high off of it, because I went from saying, okay, I'm going to kind of detox from that for a week, and then I found myself like kind of taking this unplanned vacation for like the last month. So that's why you guys haven't been seeing me that often, is because I've just been taking time, honestly, to just enjoy every possible moment. And as much as I love entrepreneurship, the one main lesson it's taught me is that if you don't force yourself to take the time to enjoy your life, you'll never see the benefits of the hard work that you put in. And 8 years of being an entrepreneur, I'm just now really with the mindset of being okay with taking time off, with being okay with not feeling like I have to answer an email or be on social media. All last week I was on social media for maybe all of an hour, like literally maybe all of an hour. So that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, and I briefly talked about this on my Snapchat a couple days ago, and it's about depression. And this is something I don't feel like a lot of us talk about. We don't talk about it enough. It's real. And so in the midst of me detoxing, I fell into some depression. And depression from an aspect of, if you go from comparing yourself, well, let me backtrack. You go from a whole lot of success, so the success of the book, and then you go to comparison, and then you go to this whole thing of I'm not in a place where I want to be. I should be further along in this. I should be in another level, and you beat yourself up to depression. And that's exactly what happened to me, guys. I beat myself up into depression. I was laying in bed saying I'm going to take a nap, and ended up just always just like not wanting to be present. So I went from a lot of highs to lows. I went from wanting to be very present, wanting to enjoy life, to being depressed, to feeling just not worthy enough, not enough, feeling like I hit this brick wall with creativity. I didn't know what to create next. And thankfully, I got in touch with a therapist, and she's been amazing. I haven't told a lot of people, not even my mom or family, about it, but this has been one of the best decisions that I've made, being able to talk to a therapist about life. It allows me the opportunity to talk about the things that I can't really talk about with other people in a safe place. And I know, especially in the Black community, we tend to make therapy a negative thing. And I have to say, with God and prayer, obviously a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation, therapy has been the best decision. And I'll kind of leave it at that, because I think I want to talk about that more in depth on my podcast. But it's definitely a safe place to talk about things, because being in a position of being a leader, and I'm always pouring into other people and have been for years, always motivating other people. It's been a rewarding experience, but it has drained me, totally drained me. And in order for me to continue to pour into other people, to continue to create these videos, to continue to create great content, to continue to be an entrepreneur, honestly, I had to take a seat. I had to literally shut down my life and shut it down in a way where it didn't make sense. I had bills due, rent due, everything due, and I put a halt to everything that I was doing that was generating me income. From the outside looking in, crazy, right? But it was necessary for me to get the peace that I needed, to get the confidence back that I needed to get back out here and do what I need to do. Because with all of the distractions that I had, what I eventually came to conclude was that I was bored. I got bored of the same old entrepreneurial blueprints that was being driven into our heads, that you have to have a signature coaching program, you have to have a podcast, all of these things that they say you have to have. I got bored with it. I was bored. I was fed up with feeling like I was following this blueprint that just didn't make sense for me, that this whole path that just didn't make sense for me. All I wanted to do was to create and be able to take care of my family. So I say all of this to say, I think it took me hitting that brick wall for me to realize that I needed to get quiet enough to be able to hear what I needed to do next. So, you know, I always talk about that too. Like, it's important to know when to pull away so that you can hear what your next moves are, because your next move shouldn't be dictated by who's doing what on social media, or who's doing what in their business or in their brand, right? So I digress from that, but that's basically in a nutshell what has been going on with me. And like, it's just so amazing because I literally got my next $1 billion idea. I call it the God idea, from Cashel Kelly's Boss Women Pray. If you haven't read that book, it's so amazing. But she calls it a God idea, and I literally got that after going through this purge, this phase of just ultimate detoxification of my life. And I wanted to come on here and update you guys on just that in general. So one of the questions that I've been getting a lot since I've come back is, are you still coaching? What are you doing exactly? And the answer to that, I guess the short answer is no. I'm trying to get away from the whole coaching thing. It's overrated, I'll be honest. I feel like I've earned the right to move beyond the exchange of time for money business model. And so I've been working on building out a monthly mastermind group where I can help more people, but not have to spend, I can only make this certain amount of money if I get these amount of clients. Like, I'm just kind of over it, honestly. I feel like I can help more people doing videos and in the monthly mastermind group that I'm building. So that's where my focus has been. Outside of that, I'm getting ready to launch a brand new business. I can't share it with you guys yet, but I'm excited about it because it's going to allow me to combine my love for technology and my love for entrepreneurship all in one. And so that's something that I won't be sharing anytime soon, but definitely we're in the beginning stages of plotting and planning that out. So everything that I've basically shared with you in this life update, I wanted to also use it as an encouraging moment that if you do feel depressed, if you are feeling like you're in the stage of comparison, if social media is just becoming too much, it's okay to back away. It's okay to just keep certain parts of your life to yourself, to enjoy every moment possible, to be able to enjoy the beauty of nature without having to put it on Snapchat, or things that we've just become it's become kind of like trigger finger to us. Like, anything we do, we have to share it, and there's an equal balance, obviously, in sharing But what I've been doing and learning, and it's given me so much freedom, is just to be myself and to just be present in every moment I could possibly be present in. And so that is essentially what has been happening, guys. I'm still here. I'm still Natasha, but I'm free. I'm free finally. I can create what I want to create, do what I want to do, and not in an arrogant, egotistical way, but this breakthrough has given me confidence that I've never had before. I'm so confident in who I am, what I have to offer, and I know that in this next season going forward, I'll be able to help so many more people because of this confidence. This is the confidence that I've been praying for a long time, and because there were so many distractions and noises around me, I couldn't hear what God wanted me to do next. And so I'm thankful to Him for the clarity, for the vision, and for the blueprint for the next moves that I'm going to make. So that is my life update. I think I'm going to do these more often, maybe once a quarter or once every few months or something like that, because I think it's good for me to, again, like off of social media, like Instagram and Facebook, to be able to tell you guys the real of what's going on with me, because I know that a lot more people can relate to what I have experienced than I probably could even imagine. So thank you guys for just staying on this journey with me. Thank you for being so patient. Thank you guys for just being here with me. I really do appreciate you. So if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, I definitely encourage you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If I said something in this video today that you can relate to, I'd love to hear about it. Let's chat down in the comments below. And I think that's it, guys. So I guess a key, if I had to give one word of advice to wrap this life update up, it would be, if you feel clustered, if you feel unclear, then detox your life so that you can get the clarity and the know-how for the next moves that you should be making. So I think that's it. I enjoy doing this life update. Again, I'll be doing more of them. If there are any types of videos that you would like to see me do more of, then I'd love to hear from you as well about that. So definitely drop it down in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you soon.